How's it going, everybody? The Awkward Brahmin here, and today I'm here to talk to you about the Xbox One. And no, I'm not talking about that console that Microsoft bring out in 2001. I'm talking about their next generation Xbox. That's right, they called their next generation Xbox the Xbox One. So before I get started, I suggest that any Xbox fanboys redirect their cursor to the top right corner of their screen and click that little exit button, because this is basically just going to be a whole video of me bashing on Microsoft and their next gen console. And as far as gameplay is concerned, it's really only there for you guys to have something to look at. It's not at all the main focus of the video. The only reason I added it in is because I didn't want you guys to have to look at a black screen or maybe a slideshow or something. Now that that's out of the way, the first thing I'd like to talk about is the whole internet connection requirement. There have been quite a lot of rumors suggesting that the next generation Xbox would require a constant internet connection, meaning always online. However, that is not the case. Although you will be required to sign into your Xbox Live account once every 24 hours, even to play single-player games, which is completely ridiculous considering that there are quite a lot of people out there who still don't have access to the internet. I myself have a couple of friends who both own Xbox 360s but don't have access to the internet. So what will happen then if my friend goes out and buys the next generation Xbox completely unaware of the 24-hour sign-in requirement? Maybe he buys like the next Halo or whatever launches with the next Xbox. So he comes home, he slides his brand new game into his brand new gaming console. So what happens then? Does a message pop up saying, "Thanks for your $560, bro. Now fuck off and trying to count money," with a picture of Bill Gates swimming in a pool full of $100 notes smoking a Cuban cigar? I mean, seriously, what the fuck were Microsoft thinking? This also ties into another thing that I wanted to talk about, and that is the blockage of used games. So my thoughts on the reasoning behind the 24-hour sign-in is, when you buy a game on the next Xbox or the Xbox One or whatever you want to call it, after you buy it, you will have to install it onto your actual Xbox. It won't get locked to your Xbox, it gets locked to your Xbox Live account. So if you don't want your game anymore and you want to, say, trade it into GameStop or EB Games, or maybe you just want to lend it out to one of your friends because you're done playing it and maybe they haven't played it yet, so why not, right? Now, because this game is now locked to your Xbox, your friends will not be able to play the game that you have lent them unless they pay a used game fee. What the fuck? What is the fucking point? I always knew that Microsoft were money-grubbing assholes, but this is just a whole new level for them. What the fuck, seriously? And that just goes to tie in with the whole 24-hour sign-in, because I'm guessing you will have to verify whether or not the game is yours or not every 24 hours, otherwise the gaming potentials of your system just shuts down until you sign in again. That is completely fucked up and wrong. I've been doing some research on the topic and I found a direct quote from the Vice President of Microsoft. "There are many devices in your life that require the internet to function. Xbox One is no different in that it requires at some point in the beginning and at various times through its on state to connect to our cloud and to our internet." And he later confirms during an interview that you will in fact have to sign in once every 24 hours to play even single player games, which would be perfectly fine for someone like me, and I'm sure for most gamers who have been playing multiplayer games for quite some time. But what Microsoft does not realize is that there are still a lot of gamers out there who do not have access to the internet, which is why this whole mandatory sign-in thing was a complete fuck-up on Microsoft's behalf. Now, another thing I wanted to talk about was Microsoft's focus on TV during the reveal event. And I can't help but laugh at this, because I've seen this coming since the Xbox 360. You'd see ads on TV like, "Oh yes, kind sir, I am thou quarterback for this gay faggoty football team, and in my spare time, I enjoy playing Halo on my Xbox 360. It was really not half obvious what they were trying to do. They were trying to become less of a games console and more of an entertainment system, which is a huge fucking mistake. People buy game consoles to play games. I don't know what's so hard to understand about that. A game console should be focused on playing games. I don't come home from school, turn on my PlayStation 3 and wonder if The Price is Right is on. I turn on my PlayStation so I can play games. While Sony is out buying all the game studios they can to get the best exclusives and the best first-party developers they can, Microsoft is spending all their money making the Kinect 2. The stupidest fucking piece of hardware in gaming history. Why would they even bother making a second Kinect when the first Kinect was so heavily rejected by gamers? It's simple, it's because Microsoft makes most of their money from naive parents and grandparents doing Christmas shopping for their children and grandchildren. Microsoft are currently catering to the casual market, while at the moment it might be making them a lot of money. In the long run, I believe it will be their greatest downfall.
Sweet Jesus.
Now the last thing I wanted to talk about was the no backwards compatibility with the Xbox 360, which really is not much of a big deal. I'm pretty sure the PlayStation 4 isn't going to be backwards compatible with the PlayStation 3 either, but I do know Sony is planning on releasing as many PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and PlayStation 3 titles as possible on the new PlayStation Store for the PlayStation 4. And that rhymed, and that was pretty awesome. Hopefully for any Xbox fanboys out there who are still looking forward to the next generation Xbox, Microsoft do something very similar. That's about all I have to say about Microsoft's next generation cable box. If you have any opinions about the Xbox One, football, or The Price is Right, feel free to leave them in the comment sections below, and make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed, and that dislike button if you did not enjoy. The first 5 people to like, favorite, and subscribe will be receiving a dead pigeon signed by me, and I'll see you in the next episode of Metal Gear Solid 2.